Welcome everyone. Today's date is January the 13th, 2026. Today I thought I would head out for a little bit of a hike. There is rain in the forecast, kind of a freezing rain. I want to visit a hiking trail that was completely covered over last year by a flood. It was a very popular hiking trail, a lot of history. Used to be a covered bridge there and other stuff. So that's no longer there, but it's a very expansive trail near White River. And this thing completely flooded over last year. And then when the water subsided, there was nothing but muddy trailways and all the little island beaches and everything washed out. And so I want to see what the status is because it's been closed. You weren't even allowed to go over there last year, most of last year. And so I want to see what it's like. I also need to pick up a new camera because filming on the iPhone, as great as it is, it's just not working out very good for going on the hiking trails. I want the footage to be a little bit smoother and not as bouncy. So I need something with a little bit more of a gimbal action to it. So there's a camera I have eyed up. Everybody is out of stock of it, but there's one place that is showing they have one in stock. So just tag along. On our way currently to the Waverly Park. It is currently raining, so hopefully this clears up a bit. But I actually like the cloudy overcastness. Mainly because it should be pretty empty at the park. So here we are at Waverly Park right now. It is slightly raining, but I'm going to see how far we can make it on a trail. Wipe your feet. Please use the boot brush before entering this nature area. Can't say that I've ever seen this before. Interesting. This park has some nice benches. So we're going to walk out here. So this is the White River Greenway Trail for Morgan County Parks. This is a pretty expansive park. You can see it goes all the way around here. We're not going to be doing, obviously, the entire park, but we'll see how much we can do. It is coming down pretty good here today, but the temperature is only 40 degrees. And so we're going to start going. Looks like they cleaned it up pretty well since the flood. This whole thing was covered last year in complete mud. You couldn't even see the trailway. So I'll be curious to see how much they cleaned it up, especially down here where the White River Canal comes through. But like I said, it's only 40 degrees, so that's not too bad. These are the most bizarre things. When you first come in here, there's all these bumps sticking up where some sort of animal has burrowed its way under the wet asphalt, and it's all over up here too, all through here. Very uneven. And it's just in the front part of this park. That's the weird thing. Also, if you ever come here, don't come over these fences because this is private property. No trespassing. But as long as you stay on the paved trail, you're good to go. Down here at the bottom, we have a boat launch. Okay, so here's a little historical plaque. It says crossing the river. The first Waverly Ferry crossing in White River, 1827. We see all of these super enthused people. And it looks like this is Waverly Ferry 1910, 1920. And you can see that basically there wasn't a bridge. The bridge is further up the hill there. There's now a highway bridge that runs over there, but apparently back in the day, you would catch this ferry to get across. And here is the Calvin Fletcher's ferry back in 1836. And that is a depiction of what it looked like. Very cool. There also used to be a covered bridge, according to this plaque, back in 1911, that stood right up here. Very cool. Luckily, I have my trusty umbrella here. I actually bought this umbrella for Disney back during the pandemic, found it recently. So I'm bringing it out today. Hopefully it doesn't come down much more than that, because this is not the most robust umbrella that you can get. Here is an abandoned boat, just chilling in the water. Very cool. Man, the river is way down. You can even see like land peeking out. I'm only going to this one point that's down here, which is where the river beaches, as I call them, are, or they used to be. And then I'm going to turn back. We'll take the lengthier time on a better weather day. But we already have walked probably a half a mile on this trail back in here, and it's getting pretty breezy and cold rain out here, so we have the former site of the Waverly Mills. Apparently this is where the Waverly Sawmill, seen here, is using a steam engine for power. The dam rotted and was no longer in use, so steam power became the popular power source back in the day. And here he is hard at work processing some lumber. And right here is a photo of the Shelby Mills and wagons pulled up for loading for goods and transport to Shelbyville in Indiana, about 30 miles west of Waverly. And right here you can see him loading up the goods after he finished. Wind is picking up, so I think I'm going to turn back. That place I was looking for doesn't even look like it exists anymore with the little island land. I think it's totally flooded over. I'll come back here in the spring, maybe the early summer, and check it out on my e-bike. But this place is very expansive, very beautiful in the summer, very gloomy in the winter. But it's still nice to get out, so we'll start walking back the other way now. So right down there in the entryway of the park are these old vintage buildings. Normally I'd walk down there, but it's really cold and rainy. I'm just going to use a little zoom action. They got this one, and then these are restrooms, and then they have like a little blacksmith shop, which certain times of the year is open during a holiday festival and also a fall festival. They have little Christmas and fall business is set up in there. One last look at the park before we head out to Best Buy. I have arrived at Best Buy. It was a short-lived experience because the camera I was looking for, I was told by the Best Buy employee that it was no good. So I went with a different camera. Hopefully this one will suit my needs. Thank you for being super helpful, Best Buy. I have acquired the camera I was looking for. I'm back home from Best Buy. It's later in the evening. I already took the dogs out for the walk, but tomorrow I will take them on a much longer walk because it's going to be a lot nicer out when it's rainy. The dogs don't want to be outside. The humans don't want to be outside. So hopefully it'll be a better walk tomorrow and we can show that. The camera that I ended up getting is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So I have a lot of friends that recommended this camera. A lot of people are using it online, and it should make the footage a lot more enjoyable for you, the viewer, to watch. A lot less shaky, especially since we're getting ready to get out of the winter season and get into the spring season and then summer where I'm really active. We are planning a few winter camps because I have winter camping gear. So I will definitely shoot some video and bring you guys out. I've got some big plans for some upcoming things for 2026 to go out and explore stuff. And just want to bring you guys along, and I'm hoping for a really positive year. So please like the video, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and let's make 2026 a super positive, super motivated year. And for now, the camera is off.